Okay, welcome to vegetable green curry, Coal Hill style. The first ingredient is the vegetables, and most of the effort involved is literally the slicing. You want the vegetables, when you cut them, to be all roughly the same size, so you'll see that in how we cut. Okay, we're gonna start with the sugar snap peas. I just take a handful out. I love these pre-packages from Market Basket. Just gonna give them a quick wash. This recipe is dedicated to Bob. I hope you enjoy cooking it. And to Betty, I hope that Bob eats more vegetables. You're just cutting them roughly that size. And you can see that this is not the most precise of endeavors, but just roughly that size. And then we're gonna go with the zucchini, same thing, give it a quick rinse. And then we will take off the ends, half down the middle, and you can see roughly sort of, I don't know, 3/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch. Again, you just want them all roughly the same size in terms of cooking to the same degree of tenderness and not getting too mushy. So the sugar snap peas will hold their texture a little bit longer than the zucchini, so the zucchini can be larger pieces. Then we're going to take the asparagus. I've already rinsed these. Just going to snap off the fibrous bottom there, and you can see it'll snap different levels on each stalk based on what's I've allowed to dry out while sitting around in the fridge. And once we get the rough parts off of each stalk, we can then, again, same with the sugar snap peas, we're just looking for roughly an inch, and again, not a lot of precision required here. Put these in, and then we'll take the bok choy. Normally I do 2, but that's a pretty big head, so we'll take this, get a little rinse, and take the base off. Then I'll take it down and quarter the base, and then roughly sort of 1/2 inch slices. So that these will all cook the same. And then we're going to take the mushrooms. No need to wash those. Again, here we'll take, again, roughly a handful. We're not being overly precise. And I like to just leave these in little slices of the stem. They cook into little changes of texture in the curry. A little firmer than most mushrooms, but again, no science here, so any mushroom you have on hand will do the trick. In we go, and those are all set, and we will now do the broccoli florets. We'll pause the video a moment just to open that package. Okay, we're back. Open package again. You know, roughly a large handful, I don't know, cup and a half, whatever, of the broccoli florets. Gonna give them a quick rinse. And then, again, cut them up so that they all cook at about the same speed as the rest of the veggies. And depending on whether you like some crunchy and some soft, you can, for example, add the sugar snap peas at the end after everything else is cooked if you want. And again, not a lot of science here. Just want to get them all in. Break them up. You can see from most of these size florets, I'm basically just quartering them. I've got a big old pile of green now. And now we're going to take the avocado, and I didn't mention that before, but the avocado almost emulsifies it. It sort of melts and really thickens the green of the sauce. So I'm going to try one that I've actually had for a week or so. I think, yeah, it's too far gone. But this one, nice and fresh. And we'll open her up. Perfect. And I'm going to get rid of the stem, or the seed, and I just cut it down the middle, take off the peeling, and again, for anybody who hasn't cooked a hot dish with an avocado, you don't know what you're missing. It really does kind of make it richer. And each of these quarters I'll sort of do in 3 slices. Again, doesn't matter. If you wanted, you could do these in larger chunks. But get these and then get them all roughly the same cube. And put those in as well. And you will see that there'll still be chunks of avocado in the final dish, but a fair amount of the avocado will also sort of melt into the sauce. So the next step is taking the peeling off of the ginger. Easiest way to do that is with a spoon. And we're going to use the same spoon we're going to stir it with. So just peel this ginger, comes right off, and you can adjust the spiciness. I found that more than a tablespoon of the curry paste gets it really turbocharged, and some of your guests may not like it. Whereas extra ginger will make it a little spicier, but it's not the same heat, not as uncomfortable. So I tend to do more of the ginger relative to the green curry. So maybe I should call it ginger green curry vegetables. Okay, so we're going to do that. Now we're going to take this, just slice it very thinly, and you can tell that I definitely need to go to school to learn how to use a knife, cutting off the rough ends of that piece of ginger. And no worries, I will only cut my finger a few dozen times. worse for wear. Okay, now I got these little slices. I'm gonna take them this way. Into these thin little strings. And you could cut them again to mince, but I actually like this size because you'll get a little mouthful of ginger every now and then, which we've already figured out. I love ginger flavor. So that is it. The first time you open this green curry paste, you are going to see that you have a plastic bag in here. This brand, which I may ploy, I buy it in Chinatown in New York. This has all the things you would find in a authentic green curry, kaffir leaves, etc. And you just, take off the little corner there so you can squeeze some out. And you squeeze very little. So literally sort of a tablespoon. Put that in there, and that is it. You can see you have lots and lots for future dishes. And once you open it, you have to store this in the refrigerator. So I'm gonna saute this. I'm just going to add probably about a tablespoon of olive oil. I'll saute this down, get it nice and warm and going. Then I'll add a handful of the baby kale leaves, which I'll show you. And then ultimately open up the coconut milk and let it simmer away for a while, and all that goodness comes together. We'll see you in a minute. All right, we've heated up the burner. We are mixing lots and lots of green veggies. See? Mixing that green curry paste. You can also add, obviously, onions if you want. You could also do leeks if you had those. Brussels sprouts work very nice. You just have to, again, focus on cutting them into quarters or maybe sixths, depending on how big they are, so that everything will cook at about the same rate. Run away. And you'll begin to smell, as it heats up, that green curry paste. It has a very distinctive smell. Use a little vegetable stock, just prevent any sticking. As we're boiling down. Okay. I'm gonna get my precise measurement, roughly a handful of the baby kale leaves. Rinse those, shake them off, and then I'm just doing a rough chop of roughly quarter inch, 3/8 inch. So that these will go nicely into the sauce. Mix those around. Now, the magic is incredibly complicated. It is literally just opening the coconut milk. And if you haven't cooked with coconut milk before, you will often see a solid mass at the top, but when you break through that, it'll be fluid. That's fine. It will all melt and mix together. You don't have to worry about mixing it up. We'll scrape every last bit of goodness. And then again mixing it in. And you can see that incredible green everywhere. Try not to stir everything into the next burner. And so this is pretty much all you have to do. We're just going to turn this down to sort of a simmer and cover it so it doesn't evaporate. And in 5 minutes, we'll come back and have another look. Okay, our 5 minutes are almost up. And another thing I'm fond of in addition to ginger is lots and lots of garlic. So I have 3 cloves of garlic that I'm going to get ready to put into the green curry after the 5 minutes is up. Just crush them a little so the peelings come right off. Not always. Tend to take the ends off, and then I'll crush them. Got lots of juices flowing. That's our 5 minutes. This is, I guess, a rough mince at best. Take off the lid. Add in the minced garlic. So you can see the coconut milk is mixing with all that chlorophyll-laden green and turning a beautiful shade of green itself. So we will again let this simmer and probably about 10 minutes or so. Everything should be gooey and wonderful. Okay, we are about 7 minutes in, and you can see it's just bubbling along. Beautiful green essence. Now, this is obviously gluten-free, highly nutrient-rich. There is shrimp paste, although you can't really taste it, in the green curry paste, so it isn't vegan, but I challenge any vegan to resist it. Once you have this level, you can absolutely put it over pasta or something else. As I mentioned, like to use garbanzo beans, so I have the Eden Organic. I'm going to rinse those off. But I also have, for my gluten-free household, sour gum, which I've prepared in advance, but I just do it with boiling in vegetable broth with a bay leaf, some crushed garlic, and you'll see some black peppercorns in there as well. So I'm just going to mix that in to give a little texture. And I'm going to drain and rinse these beans. Since these are all cooked, better to add them at the end. Then we'll just mix them in and let those flavors all come together. So there is Coal Hill vegetable green curry, the perfect antidote for anyone who doesn't want their vegetables. Take care. Bye.